And thank you once again for joining me to talk all things vertical drama. I have the cast of a hit new show on Goodshort, which has come out. It's called Bitchy BFF. It's your turn to pay. And so we have the four main characters joining us as their real selves, their actors and actresses, to tell us all about it.
Hi, I'm Jameson Leigh, and I play Allison.
Hi, I'm Kaileigh Fiorillo, and I play Stella.
Hi guys, my name is Teig Sadhana, and I play Nathan Wynn.
Hi everyone, my name's Max Shusterman, and I play Julian.
Okay, so my question for all of you is, I wanted to give you a bit of a challenge. So your character, I want you to do your little pitch now of why your character is actually the most important in the show, or why they're totally misunderstood. Because Max, I kind of had it in for your character. I decided to go for your character in the review because I felt, Kaileigh, that yours could be redeemed. Whereas, so this is your moment. Tell me why actually your character is the most important. So, Jameson, I mean, it's probably fairly easy for you to tell us.
I'm the main character. Yep.
And is she basically totally good, justified in everything she does?
No, I do think she has some moments where she, like, you see that she grew up being spoiled. She's a little spoiled sometimes. But I mean, her best friend did try to kill her, killed her. So,
I think, I am said bitchy BFF, so, I think Stella has some redeemable qualities where you see, where she comes from and the reason she does what she does. It's really hard to defend someone who, tries to kill people, so that's all I got. But, it's interesting that you do see, her upbringing and, her parents are the driving forces for some of the bad things that she does.
We have one of those typical vertical moments, don't we? Like, where
Yeah.
it's like, she doesn't like her, and she's kind of, being mean. And then it goes to, I have now decided locking you in and arson is the answer. And they're like, okay, we've made a leap, dude, to like what the solution is to your problems.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the worst thing she did, the arson? I mean, she has various murder attempts.
Yeah, I think all the murders are pretty equally bad. The car, kind of ordering the car to hit Allison, that was pretty bad too. So yeah, it's a tough one. I don't know.
I'm just trying to make you rank
didn't
your
like
murder
that.
attempt. Sorry about that.
It is one of my favorite scenes in the vertical, that car scene, because it really does look like Nathan hits her with the car. The way it's cut together, it looks like she clicks her fingers and I just come around the corner in my car and ram down. And then I'm so apologetic for it. It's
So
cut that way.
romantic.
It's
It's
brilliant.
like he's just run her over. Why is he now worried? It's like,
Hey, listen, he feels remorse. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna take the I don't know if I'm the most important person in the script, but misunderstood for sure. There's so many lines about him being a stuck-up prick and like him being a dickhead and like only drinking water that's like shipped in from expensive places that's like run off from a glacier or whatever. But I like ignored all of that and I just made him a sweet guy. And I kind of, the way I looked at it was that like, these guys are kind of dickheads. Why would I let them know who I really am? Like, I would kind of keep them at arm's length. And they can think of me as some posh dude and I'll just move my own way.
Yeah, I always come into a project, I never want to judge the character that I'm playing. So was my character insecure? Yes, but I had to make reasons on where this insecurity is coming from and why he's acting the way he did, which I'm not going to share all of it now, but I did create a little backstory for him and just to make sure like he's not just the way he is because he was born that way. It was growing up and what made him turn into this very insecure and evil person, essentially. He really doesn't. Looking back at it now, it's a little bit easier to judge, but there's not a lot of redeeming qualities to Julian. And that's kind of just the matter of the fact. There's not many times where he does kind things for anyone unless it's complimenting Kaileigh because she's giving him something. So I do think that my character was important. Is he the most important? Probably not. Is he misunderstood? I think so. I think that a lot of his backstory wasn't told, and that's why he's very misunderstood. So that'd be my answer.
Okay, I now feel we need a sequel, which is basically we build out your story.
Exactly. Yeah. How Julian
And then
became.
possibly,
Yeah.
Kaileigh, your character comes out of prison and, there's a whole thing here. I'm sorry, you two have got your happy ever after, so I think you're gone. But we need like a whole villain explanation. Right, that's the plan. That's the pitch for the sequel. Jameson, right.
On that note, really quick, Jen, I am so down for redemption verticals. If we can end up making redemption verticals for these like archetypal villains, it would be so fun. I think that's a whole genre we can explore.
Can I just say it worked for High School Musical? Like, arguably the greatest High School Musical show is Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure, which is Sharpay's Redemption. So if it works there, yeah. Right, nodding on. Okay, Jameson, what was your favourite scene in the show and why?
My favorite scene on the show, just because it was so funny to film, was like the scene where the condoms fall out of the closet. Yeah, we had a field day with that one. That was really funny. The director's like, please reset the condoms. And I died every time.
Yeah, I really feel for the art team on that.
Yeah.
The instructions getting yelled
Poor
at them
art
was
team.
hilarious. Yeah.
They
Having
just
to
have
completely
keep resetting
reset.
the condoms.
So funny. Poor woman.
Is that one of those moments where you're like, I don't quite understand how this is my job?
No, that was one of those moments where I was like, I love my job.
Oh, you love it. Excellent.
I love my job. I thought the ice cream scene was really cute too, and that was really hard because trying to like accidentally kiss while like trying to take a bite of the ice cream was not
so
easy.
weird. Yeah.
It was really confusing, honestly.
Yeah.
But we did it.
I seem to remember the stress levels in that moment in the shoot was quite high as well, because we had previously set up that scene to shoot around the corner on a footpath, and then some gardeners showed up, and then they had like weed whackers and shit. And
yeah, they were doing
crazy
like yard work. And so we had
yeah.
to find another random sidewalk.
One of the
we looked for a while.
unsung heroes on these vertical sets, the sound guys. Like, they've got these hypersensitive microphones that go straight into their headphones that are on their head, and you hear like a lawnmower 5 streets over, and it must be so stressful.
Shout out David.
We love David.
We love David.
What flavour was the ice cream? It looked like vanilla.
Was it yours vanilla and mine was something else?
Yeah, mine was vanilla. I think yours was strawberry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks white in the film. I don't know why the grading made it look that way.
Okay, Kaileigh, what was your favourite scene?
My favorite scene to film was the lunch scene, where Allison gets spaghetti in her face. We could not stop laughing that day. It probably wasn't Jameson's favorite scene to film, but it was such a fun day that the scene was it was so fun. But my favorite scene while I was watching the film, I really love, for some reason, when Jameson wakes up in the classroom and we're all just kind of standing there. I thought the way they filmed that was really cool. And I like to watch the car scene. It looks really cool.
Yeah, with the car scene, there's a really beautiful shot where it kind of pulls back and it's like, is it rain? Is it snow? And it looks really cinematic. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
With the spaghetti, like, does this mean there were multiple plates of spaghetti that were kind of prepared, or was it like you had one take, had to make it count?
So we had one take, but what we did before is we had another plate that we could use, and we had extra spaghetti that wasn't covered in marinara sauce. And essentially, I went over with the director, and they were like, okay, we have the plate of spaghetti, and then they had me practice hitting like certain spots on the wall and just like making sure like I could like exactly hit where we were like trying to go. So
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, I went over to the side. I had a plate with just plain spaghetti, and they're like right here. And
They're like, imagine Jameson's face.
Exactly, yeah. And so after I did it like 3 times, they're like, all right, you're a natural, you got it. And then it was, we were very, very, we very much wanted it to just be a one take thing. I think for everybody.
I know what everyone had against. I mean, I thought the spaghetti, to be honest, looked nicer to eat than the other stuff as well.
It was really salty.
Okay. Too salty. Right, that was the problem. Right, Teig, what was your favourite moment or scene?
I love the fire scene. I think it's shot so extra, and I love it. I love the way that Kaileigh is shot like a maniac as she's like dropping the lighter, and like she's got this plan all figured out. And then even like Jameson, Allison in the shed. It was just literally like a landscaper's shed on the high school grounds that we were working on. But I think the cuts between her as a little girl and like her as like an older woman, and this like, oh my God, it's happening again. I thought it's so dramatic, so good. And then they got me to kick down the door and walk in, which I felt like a superhero, which is always fun. So I had a lot of fun shooting that, and I think it plays back really well. I also love watching that car scene, like Kaileigh said. I remember on that night, it was freezing cold, but I was sitting behind the monitor in Video Village with producers from Goodshort, and conveniently having conversations at that exact moment about how we can level up cinematography in these verticals. And while we're having that conversation, they're taking beautiful shots, these like beautiful long shots of the driveway, and the two women looked so awesome and so cinematic with the backlight. So that was kind of a cool moment for me.
I would say that my favorite would be the very end when I'm kind of being like, no, to Jameson's character, like, no, you're all mine. And then Teig comes in, like a very superhero-esque, and comes and punches me across the face. I liked it because the pants that I was wearing were like felt, and then the ground was like a typical cafeteria floor, so it was really easy when I got hit, and the way that I fell to just like slide across the floor, so it made it look like it was like a really hard hit, and I just kept sliding and sliding. So that was my favorite one to do.
And yeah, as a viewer, it's very satisfying. I'm sorry, but your character did need a bit of a so.
He needed to get hit in the face. Yeah, I agree.
So for everyone then, you kind of talked about favourite scenes. Was there either a favourite moment on set, funny moment on set, or something interesting behind the scenes about how stuff was filmed that you can share?
For sure, the funniest moment was when we were trying to film the cafeteria scene, because we were all just cracking up over this one thing. We made a group chat. We made a group chat at the cafeteria table like we were literally in high school, and we were just dying laughing over things between takes. And the director was coming up and he's like, "What are you guys laughing about?" We're like, nothing. It was a great bonding moment too. Like, I was like, "Oh, I love you guys. Like, let's hang out. Let's hang out outside of this sometime. You're funny." But yeah.
Yeah, obviously that was my favorite behind the scenes moment. There was some other days. Our first day of filming was the violin scene where I play the violin. I don't know if that was like my favorite thing to film, but it was one of the funniest because I don't play the violin, but they really wanted me to make contact with the strings. So we were filming me just playing so horribly. I had no idea what I was doing, and we all were trying so hard not to break and die of laughter. So that was a really funny introduction to this filming process, and I was like, wow, okay, well, you guys have seen a lot of me, so guess we're close now.
Teig, you'll go.
Yeah, for me, I loved this team. We had such a good team, crew and creatives. Everyone involved was just so awesome, and you kind of need that when you go. Like, you can't really tell, obviously, from just watching the film, but we're like out in the middle of nowhere when we're filming this. We're out in a rural, well, it's not rural, but it's like a suburban high school out in deep Jersey. And so to kind of remove yourself from your lives and everything you've got structured wherever you live, and then go and plonk yourself into a high school and shoot something like this, as intensive as these processes are, you kind of hope you have a good team with you. And all of the crew, we all clicked so fast, and that was really nice. And then the creatives we're working with, the cinematography team, the art team, the costume team, they were all just so lovely. And so with that came an ethos and an environment that was really collaborative and fun. And I think my ultimate takeaway from that is how positive that was and how much I think that benefited the work. And it's funny, in my experience in verticals, most of my films that have done the best, I reflect on them and I think there's been a similar kind of vibe on set where it's like everything clicks and people are cool and people are kind and want to be there and want to work together, and then you get more out of each other and the film reflects that, and then people, I think, on the other side see it in the product. So I'd say probably, yeah, the vibes on set were awesome.
Yeah, definitely this team was, everyone was great and everyone was like super supportive of everyone. So it just kind of like everyone was lifting everyone up, and it just kind of kept making things better and better and better. As far as like behind the scenes stuff, one of the cooler things that I thought is that they turned this like boutique like designer store into that last scene where we, or not the last scene, but one of the later scenes where we are at the like designer pastry shop that costs $1,500. So like we walked in and we're like, how is this gonna happen? And then the set and the crew just completely built the set and like moved everything around and completely designed it perfectly. So that was kind of cool to see. I was like walking in, I was like, what are we doing here? And then like less than an hour later, I'm like, oh, we're in a beautiful bakery. So that was pretty cool to see.
I just let you know, in Vertical Land, that's actually quite cheap for your food.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is.
There's
1,500 ain't
one that
much.
saying Claudio that some of you might have worked at. He's had one come out on Drama Short, and they have like this food valuating machine at the end, and the food that she's cooked is valued at $1 trillion. So it's, I mean, this is cheap in that one. So you're doing all right with that one.
Does someone pay for that food with a black card? Do they pull it out and it's an American Express?
I know, you just got to broke everything. It's worth $1 trillion. She is the best
Let me
cook
call
ever.
my accountant.
So it's like, yeah, that was just like her tiny cooking, the baking. I wanted to ask you about the voice activated car scene, because I really liked that, because that felt really original and really different and really clever of a way of Alison just slightly turning the tables, which made me think. Also, it's kind of funny because everyone's had voice-activated tech. So has anyone got any good stories about tech going rogue on them? It's probably stick your hand up because not everyone might have one. No. Is this the worst question I've ever asked? Yes, Mac. Thank you, Max, for saving me.
I have used ChatGPT, or I think I'm saying that right, a few times to like get like phone numbers of stuff like that. And one time I almost ran into a scam because I was like, because I was trying to reach, I think it was like a phone provider or something like that. I was like, I need to find a customer service line where I can speak to a real person, because now they've just become all AI, and even like they've become really good. Like I just set up my internet and I was speaking with like an AI person, and they sounded so real the whole time. And they even had like background office stuff going on, like sound. So it was like, I'm like kind of blown away by how it's getting to this point. But I looked up the number online, and I essentially ended up on a call with a man from a different country for about 5 minutes. And within that 5 minutes, he started asking for some very personal information that I realized does not need to be given to fix my phone. So that was probably the worst experience that I've had with technology as of recently.
My ChatGPT's gone northern, like Northern English.
Oh,
It now replies to me, and I don't know why, but it goes, "Hello, lovely." And I'm like, where has that come from? It goes, "Hello, lovely."
I mean, it could be worse.
It could be weird. I mean, it's not abusive, but it's weird. I don't know where the northern
Yeah,
tones
right,
come
love.
from.
What do you need from me? You okay?
Exactly. That's basically what it's
Yeah.
doing. It's very odd. Okay, right. I will never ask that question again. That was a terrible question, but Max, thank you for rescuing me. And also giving the internet a cautionary tale of please don't ring phone numbers you find on ChatGPT. See, this is also educational. Well, I had to ask about the violin, which Kaileigh, you've answered a little bit. What musical talents? Are there musical talents here? Do people play instruments, sing, dance? Just people like to know, just if you want to share.
I do not play violin, but I do sing, and I play guitar and bass and piano and whatever I can get my little stubby hands on.
How did you find then with a violin? Kind of, did you feel you could do enough just to put your fingering in the... No?
No, well, mine didn't have strings at all or anything. Or, yeah. She had the one that, like, you could kind of play, but it was really, it was great, honestly, Kaileigh. I think you should play violin. I think you should take that up. Yeah.
I definitely don't play violin. I actually don't play any instruments. I wish I did, but I'm a singer first. I do musical theater, and I've been singing my whole life. So I actually just graduated from college with a music degree. So I have played piano and here and there we had to, but instruments are just not my thing. So I'm sorry to everyone who went to my school for violin that saw this vertical. Please don't come for me. I know I was not even holding the violin right, but I'm a singer, sorry.
First person account, it was hilarious. It was so good. It was so funny. I didn't have the stress of a camera pointed at me at all. I could just sit in the corner and enjoy how horrendous it was. With all due respect, of course. I grew up like playing guitar, like a bedroom guitarist. At like 13, someone put a classical nylon string guitar in my hands, and then that became like my thing for a while. But like it's always been my personal thing. I have like an art form that like is clearly putting me around the place and like puts me in opportunities like this film or like to move to America and meet these guys. But like music for me is something that I just do for fun. I play a bit of piano as well. I play guitar, I write music. But it's always just been like my own little thing. It's kind of one of those things that I do to remind myself, I guess, how I learn and how I can approach art without it feeling like my job.
I played piano growing up, but aside from that, do not have an ounce of musical talent. I will submit myself to auditions that require singing, which is hilarious because I will get them occasionally, but I've never booked. So I don't think that my singing's that great either. But I'm definitely open to learning. I definitely would like to pick up the piano again at some point. And but other than that, no. Currently, as of now, my musical talents are zero.
I just had a
Kaileigh's
really good idea
reaction
for
just then was
vertical, by the way,
hilarious.
because like fans really want like more music and singing and whatever in verticals, and some are coming through. There's a few that've had their own song. There's more that are being filmed. So I'm thinking, right, we have Kaileigh singing. Jameson, you can basically pick your instrument. You're the girl band, and then you guys are the groupies. So you don't have to do we just twist. See, yeah, right, okay, right. We've got some nodding. We've got a plan there. Okay, right. We'll pitch that vertical. Thank you for that. And also, it's just more fun, isn't it? It should be like a girl band. I'm thinking we need to kind of go into like the K-pop Demon Hunters kind of vibe. And
I've always wanted to be a groupie, Jen. I think my mums would be really proud of me if I had turned into a groupie in my life.
so, yeah, right. We
You
have an
seem
entire.
like you were destined to be a groupie. Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
Okay, so I want to ask this question because it's always fun finding out what people like watching themselves. So obviously this is set in a high school, isn't it? My Bitchy BFF. Lots of high school lockers as well. So your own personal, either growing up or favourite either TV show or film or something set in a high school. So one of those kind of coming of age things. What made an impact on you?
High School Musical.
Thank you.
I was literally going to say High School Musical.
Yeah. I was like, this is exactly what it's going to be like. And then I did online school. I didn't even go to high school. So
Which movie? Which one's the best?
I like the second one. I think the second one's my favorite.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Even with the golf course?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Bet
with...
on it, guys.
Really?
Fabulous.
Fabulous.
It has got, yeah, that's true. That counterbalances it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Does it date me too much to say Skins? I mean, I was like 12 when High School Musical 1 came out. I was 12.
You watched
Really?
Skins at 12?
I watched Skins way younger than 12 as well.
That's such a I feel like that's not a appropriate show for that.
Do you
Probably
watch
not.
Skins?
No. Yeah,
You're
Skins
watching
was like what I
Skins?
used to watch as a young teenager.
Okay.
But my parents had an odd approach to censoring what we put on TV. I remember my mum would never let us listen to Eminem at all, or like D12 when they were sort of big, and then bought us 8 Mile on DVD because she thought it was about a young up-and-coming Detroit musician and thought it was like cool for the kids. And that a film covers a lot of ground for like a 10-year-old. So I guess I got there early. You know what I mean, guys?
Okay. Skins. I kind of want to go back to the High School Musical because you guys must have been the right sort of age for that as well. Yeah. Yeah. Because
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember how old I was when it came out. I was definitely little, maybe like
Me too.
kindergarten or preschool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Okay, because I remember I was working in bookshops at the time, and I used to follow a lot of American bloggers, and it was quite a good way because you would see what would be big in the UK because you could get a kind of 6-month head start. And I remember reading about this thing called High School Musical, and I was like, I think that's going to take off and be huge. And I really stressed my manager out because I ordered all these High School Musical books, and he's like very literary. It's like, what is this utter tripe? And then he had to admit to me afterwards, yeah, you knew what you were doing because we sold so many of those books because obviously it was the phenomenon it was. I was like, yes, High School Musical. I knew from early on that that was a big thing. Okay, Teig, you said Skins, which is also a very good choice, so we approve of that. Max, what about you? What was your favourite?
Skins was a good one. I completely forgot about that show until Teague just brought it up. I'm going to kind of cheat here. It's not about high school, but I literally watched this show religiously before going into middle school. Was Ned's Declassified School Survivor. It's like it's an old show. I believe it was on Nickelodeon. And like watching that in 5th grade, I was like, this is what middle school is going to be. I was so sure of it. And it turns out it wasn't, but I still love that show so
I
much.
feel so similarly about like Zoe 101. Do you remember that
Yes.
show? And it was like,
Yes.
that's what school is going to be. Like, yeah.
Victorious was my fave.
Yeah.
hmm Again, I was like, oh my god, high school's gonna be like this, and then I did online school.
Right, I have another question. I'm throwing this in. We're going to go with it now. Obviously, this has done really well since it's come out. What are the kind of the main things that people are saying to you that they really like about it? Like, what's the feedback that you've got?
I get so many messages about the chemistry, which again I think speaks to what I was saying before about the vibes on set. I think we all just found a way to click really quickly, and then that allowed us to play really quickly. You don't get many shots, many chances with these scenes. You often get a couple takes if you're lucky. So having a playful space that means you can all kind of relax and then play as much as possible, I think really does create the chemistry, because I'm getting so many messages about the chemistry and about all the little details that they bring sort of life to these sometimes pretty cold scripts.
Most of the things I've gotten were about like chemistry, which like yeah, I agree. I think we all just clicked so well, which is not surprising, but it's great because I'm from LA. I flew out to film this, and so I didn't know anyone when I got there. I usually know some people on set because I work so much here, and I was so like, oh my god, I don't know anyone. I have no friends, but everybody was just great, and I was like, yay! So I'm glad that the chemistry was reflected and that fans have noticed that.
Yeah, I was going to piggyback on that as well. Essentially, it's just that like everyone that worked together worked so well together, and I think that's what made the show so good. As well, I do want to like shout out like all of the other like supporting characters as well, like killed it. Like Luke and Megan, the lackeys, were so good. Like there were so many moments from them that just like added like just such light to the show. Like Luke or Megan, like giggle it. Like it was just always someone doing something great and like making a chance or taking a chance and it just working. I think because everyone was working so well together, it made everyone feel comfortable, and it let everyone kind of make those choices that, you know, you get to make when you're doing well.
Yeah, adding on to that, this was my first vertical. So it was really, thanks. It was really awesome to have such an amazing like cast and crew going into my first one. I had no idea what to expect. Um, I'd been on film sets and TV shows before, but it's a different world. And honestly, like I'm so grateful that we all just clicked. And I did know one person going into this. I knew Luke. We've done theater together for a few years, but other than that, I knew literally no one and had no idea what I was getting myself into. So I've gotten a lot of messages being like, why are you doing verticals now? You've never done them before. Are you going to do more? And I'm like, I hope. I don't know. But the most common message that I've received is, wow, you did such a good job. I hate your character. I really hate her. And I'm like, thanks. That's the goal, I guess. So I think it's a compliment. I hope so. But yeah, it was so much fun to play around, and like, I'm so happy that I have all these new friends.
Talking of friend, there is actually a surprise guest, which I don't think I told any of you about. But actually, I did manage to get the biggest star.
Oh my god.
What?
Memories.
That actually wasn't in like the script for me. I was like, can I knock it out of her hand? And they were like, oh my gosh, yes.
Yes.
Like, yes.
Groundbreaking.
I want to know what it was like acting with this kind of newcomer who, as usual, totally stole the scene like
Brilliant.
the lettuce.
Brilliant.
Honestly,
Came in
I
so
thought
prepared.
They were really easy to work with.
Yeah, humble,
yeah.
sweet. I feel like they really were refreshing to have around. Do you know what I mean?
I felt bad for them because they got like, kind of slapped around. But it's okay because
Did they have a stunt
and I'm sure they
double?
were very happy.
Was there a stunt double?
No.
No, he did all his
No.
own stuff.
No, just one.
All his own stunts. Amazing.
Action.
I'm so
Okay,
proud.
action star.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to say we had to bring the extra star of the show. So
Yeah, I feel like it's following me around, Jen.
I'm still okay. Final question, because I've asked you loads and loads of things. This is your chance to basically do your pitch for whatever your next project is that you would like people to watch, and that's fine if it's not a vertical. If there's something else that you want people to support, if you're in the theatre, or even if it's just like follow my Instagram for updates, just go for it. Jameson, you might be here a while listing all your projects, but please go for it.
Well, so I did have one come out the same day. It's Bound by Blood, the Mafia King's Sweetheart on Drawbox. I would definitely recommend watching that. It turned out really well. But I have a Christmas one coming out, and I'm so excited. It was so wholesome and so cute. I could actually show my family this one, guys. That's how wholesome it is.
Yay.
It's so cute. So
Did you get a Christmas jumper? Christmas jumper?
My outfits in it were very cute and wintry, and I did have some Christmas sweaters, and I wore some reindeer ears, and yeah, it was really cute. It was really cute. There was
Okay.
Santa and everything. I was like, oh my god. But yeah.
And where are you most active on social media? Where should people follow you?
Probably on my Instagram, which is Jameson Leigh _. And then I post silly things on TikTok. My TikTok is, I honestly don't know my username. I think it's like Son of James 777 or something like that.
Okay. But yeah, so follow Jameson's Instagram, and then you will find out when Wholesome Christmas Goodness comes out, and you can go watch that.
I actually am not allowed to say anything yet about a project that I have. So therefore, my Instagram is at Kaileigh Fiorillo. It's a little hard to spell, but you can look up my name. And then my TikTok is Kaileigh212, I believe. And I think I'm more active on Instagram, but yeah, I'll post updates when I can and, doing the thing.
Well, that's always very exciting, because when you're not allowed to talk about it, it means it's very exciting. So congratulations to whatever it is.
Thank you. Thank you.
Teig, what about you?
My next one I think is coming out is called Through Ashes, Their Sorrow Awakens, which is a brilliant, dramatic title. We love it. And that's with Brian O'Shea and Paige Smeltzer that I shot in this little flurry of films that I just did. And then there's a bunch of stuff I'm lining up, which will become more clear as it all sort of confirms, but it looks like it's going to be a really, really exciting year.
I love Brian. Sorry, I just had to say that.
Yeah, we can
I
take a
love
moment
him
and just
so
say how
much.
much we adore Brian. Brian is one of the absolute loveliest human beings I've ever worked with on a vertical set. I adore
It was
him.
so funny because I was asking him if he wanted to go to something with me, like the week I got back from New York from filming this. And he was like, oh no, sorry, I'm going to be in New York. And I was like, oh, I'm in New York right now. And
I
so
stole him.
You stole him from me.
I stole him. Yep. I still think he's in my pocket somewhere. Or maybe he went home. I can't remember.
He's the only person I've ever got properly starstruck around. Because Brian was huge in China, and he did this massive Chinese drama. That's the only time I've got starstruck, once I realised I had a massive freak out at him. So yeah, we love Brian. Right, so Teig, just remind people, where are you most active on social media so they can go and follow you?
Follow me on Instagram at sadhat8. Fun fact, I get a lot of questions about why the hell my thing is called Sad Hat. It was my student code at school. It's like the first, 4 letters or something of your last name, and then the first letter of your first name. And I used to always think about, we get told to put our thinking caps on, and my little 12-year-old head was like, what's a sad hat? But that's me, sadhat8 on Instagram. If you want any clips of my work or keep up to date with what's going on the more sort of business side of things, head to teigsadhana.com. All the information's there.
Oh, so good. Right, Max, you've got to round us off with a good end.
Yeah. I currently have a short film that is not out for the public, but is in the festival circuit right now. It should be getting released for everyone for free, I think, on YouTube within the next month. If you want to keep updated on that, you can follow me on my Instagram, which is Max_Shusterman.
What's the film about? What's it called?
It's called Lily, and I play this guy who was drugged at a party by what he didn't know was a demonic woman or entity, and then later hits her with his car, drags her into a garage, and then it's essentially him and his friend deciding what they're going to do and how they're going to handle the situation. And it gets pretty creepy, pretty dark. There's a lot of twists and turns. It's a fun one. It's horror. Definitely very horror.
Awesome.
I will definitely be watching that.
It's good.
Yeah,
It
that
came
sounds
out
so sick.
really, really great.
And you said the magic words for free on YouTube, which everyone's like, yay, we can watch that. So yes, so follow Max as well. I just want to say thank you to all of you for giving up a bit of time on a Friday to talk to me about this. And also just well done all of you, because it makes sense that you all get on so well. I think you're totally right. That is why I think those are the verticals that we can tell as an audience we enjoy more as well, because you all got on so well and do such a fantastic job. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you, Jen. Thank
Thank
you. It means a lot. And thank you for everything that you're continuing to do in this space. It's amazing. It's so awesome to follow along.